Hi, it's Rob here from Tim Tim. Welcome to this mobility method. Today we're looking at hip and lower back flexibility and mobility. So grab yourself a pint of water, take a sip, lick around your lips and hydrate. Cheers. Place your water safely to the side. And then from here, we're just going to find a space and close the doors, put some quiet music on, let people know you're taking part in the training session and just relax. Okay, we're going to work for about 20 minutes, trying to develop our hip and back mobility. So just check around one way, check around the other, make sure you've got plenty of room. Okay, so from here, we're going to do this in our bare foot if we can. Our feet are going to be slightly turned in, our second toes are nice and parallel. We're just going to march on the spot, keeping our tiptoes engaged into the ground. And the way to physically feel yourself being lifted up into the air each time. Nice work. Shoulders back, chest lifted. Push up, slow down. Nice. Now, hands on your hips and just work on your left foot. So you're going to hinge on your left toe and push up nice and high. Now, the gap between your feet needs to be a fist gap apart. Hi, Chris. And we're going to drive our pelvis forward and lift our chest. From here, we're going to tuck our elbows back into position, and we're still going to work on this foot mobility. We're pushing up strong on the ball of the foot and back down again. Now, as you're doing it, I want you to feel that your torso stays nice and perpendicular towards the side. Hopefully that ball is nice and 90 degrees, right? Okay, so your chest is staying up nice and straight. If you're able to see yourself in a mirror, see what happens here. Do you tilt? Do you turn inwards? Or do you keep yourself nice and square? Now, the other thing is, can you tighten your glutes and keep it nice and strong here? Can you lift strong and lower down? Let's change leg. So again, we're going to work through that right foot, hinging and lowering each time. Working hard through the calves, tightening up through the glutes, feeling all the movement here. Strong in the back, strong in the chest, lifting and lowering each time. Nice. From here, hands on your hips. Do you feel yourself leaning in? Can you do this while still lifting up high on this toe? And the knee tracking forward into a nice sagittal position. So we're getting it nice and square, the legs working in tandem. From here, we're going to lift up on both calf raises. So our shoulders back, chest lifted, feeling the big toe to little toe down to the floor. Heels just kissing the floor each time before we lift again. We're going to work 6 of these, 5 of these, 4 more, and 3, 2, and 1. From here, standing on your right leg, we're going to lateral left kick out to the side with our leg kicking straight back in again. Each time this heel is going to stay off the floor. We feel a little pinch in the side of our obliques, perhaps on our lower back. This foot stays off the floor all the way through the movement. If you struggle, just bring a hand to the wall, but try and keep this torso up nice and straight. Feel your glutes engage, and feel everything that's engaging here on the lateral side of the body. Torso is working really hard. Big toe to little toe, perfectly engaged to the floor. Working hard. We're going to now tilt the leg forward and back. Still maintaining our balance. Swinging the leg nice and straight, keeping the foot flat to the floor, hinging perfectly from the hip. The chest stays up nice and high, the crown of the head flat to the ceiling. The sole of the foot coming straight up and forwards, or coming straight back and back. Keep it strong in the glutes. Keep it strong in the shoulders. Lift strong and lower strong. Three more here. 2 more here. You might find the standing leg is starting to scream at you now. The hips, perhaps that calf working really hard. And release, shake it up. Take a walk around, just release off this hip that's been standing and holding your load. Then we're going to swap, we're going to work the other foot. So we're going to shake the legs out again, stand on our left leg. We're going to work on a wide lateral kick on the right leg. Again, glutes engaged nice and strong, pelvis driven forward, chest lifted high, abdominals engaged. The feet, as they come side to side, up nice and lateral, they stay nice and parallel to each other. Our glutes are engaged nicely, our hip flexors, nice and extended here in straight position, our abs nice and tight. We're going to work 4 more here. 3 more. And then we're going to do the same forward and back motion that we just did on our left leg. At this point, everything starts to fatigue, so you're going to have to work really hard. Now, as the foot is gliding backwards and forwards, it stays on 2 railway tracks. So this is on its own rail, and as the foot goes forward, feel what happens. Is this foot staying flat to the floor, or does it supinate, turn up, or does it invert, does it evert? What happens? Does it pronate through? What happens to that foot? The legs should be really tightening up hard here in the glutes. The leg just gently swinging forward and back through movement. This leg now screaming at me in the hip this time. The other leg, it was my ankle and my calf that was working really hard. But this time, really working hard all the way through the standing hip. And release, which shows there's a bit more mobilizing required in this left hip for me, and a bit more mobilizing in the right ankle for me. Okay, so that's what we're going to have a little bit of a look at now. So we're going to work back into our calf raises. Now, really important that we lift our chest up nice and high, and we slowly lower back down into this. Now, if you keep working on your calf raise though, if you've got a broom handle to hand, of course you do. Here's what I prepared earlier. So, if you have a broom handle, you'll place that broom handle up and over your shoulders and hold it thumbs up and fingers up wide. Okay, if you haven't got a broom handle, don't worry about it at the moment. Okay, you're simply just going to lift and lower and concentrate on your back, staying as straight as you can. But I do recommend you practice this and see if you can get a pole in between your shoulder blades. We can then open our fingers out nice and wide, and we're trying to increase our shoulder mobility, of course. But what we're actually achieving here as well is the kinetic fibers of the body. The feet are a fist gap apart. We're pushing up on the ball of the feet. We're feeling our big toe to our little toe, which grounds to the floor. My glutes are engaged strong. My posture remains up nice and strong. I can lift my chin up slightly, and I can pull my neck back just a touch. Remember, in our Western world, we're here quite a lot of the time. So what I'm trying to do is get you to lift and lower in this position here. Keep working where you are. Another little tip of this is, can you do this calf work whilst up against the wall? So your shoulders and your buttocks stay close to the wall. Your heels should just scrape up the skirting board as you're working. So whichever you're doing, if there's nothing, pole or wall, keep working. Okay, now we take the pole up. As you're getting your calf raises, what I want you to do now is bring your hands up into a W position here. Now we're going to tilt and still work on our calf raise. We're going to lift, and then we're going to tilt to the other side. Still working strong on our calf raises and back in. What we're doing is we're creating stability in the pelvis here. We're creating a strength in the glutes as well. We're trying to get that pelvis from an anterior tilt into neutral. For the majority of people, that's quite a lot of hard work. Now, as you're doing this in your W position, if you have a pole, you bring the pole in because you're now structured into that W position. Then you're going to tilt to one side and lift the calf raise and come back into middle. Now with a pole, it's way more effective. So do this on replay if you're doing this live and you're going, I've got a pole, Rob, I've got a pole. That's fine. But feel your big toe to your little toe, square down to the floor. Maintain your posture. Can you tilt to the other side? What happens when you tilt to the side? Do your heels naturally flare out? Do they stay good and in plane? That's where we want them to be here. Okay, and can you keep stability here? Now, as we're working through our different tilts, what we're finding is different movements in the QL, which is the boring. We're finding different tensions within the myofascia of that muscle, plus also what's happening in the lower back in the thoracolumbar fascia. Now, from here, with or without your pole, you're going to keep, just relax your arms for a second. I appreciate some of the arms in there. You've got a bit tired as you're working through the arms. So just give your arms just a bit of a roll. Again, if you haven't got your pole, you're just going to roll your arms like you're doing front crawl. Okay, so from here, we're going to see what happens on the tilt of the pelvis. So if we hold ourselves up nice and straight, a little arch in the back, and our feet fist apart, we're going to tilt forwards, feel the lengthening through our lower back and the back of the hamstrings, and we're going to lift up nice and straight. Now, as we do this, it's very easy to just flex from the body, okay? So without the pole, we can be here, but I want you to try and lengthen your chest away from you and lift your chin. Here we can feel the whole of the erector spinal of our spine having to work to stabilize our back and shoulders. As we work through this, we can feel our big toe to our little toe square down to the floor, our toes and heels down as well. Now, the other part as we work through this range is what happens in this back. Can we hinge back? Can we tilt the elbows forward and lift the chest? You can do this with a pole if you can. If you are doing it with a pole, you want to tuck your elbows forward and web your fingers out wide. Now, we're going to take the pole out. And from here, from your doggy position, you're now going to stick your hands into the small of your back. Again, I want you to think your bottom is leading the way. When I say your bottom, I mean your tailbone of your spine. You're going to lengthen here. Now, straight away, my hamstrings are short. I can feel that they're fully engaged. So I'm just going to come gently back out after I've reached that point. Find the point that works for you, but you need to lift your chin and feel your hamstrings activate to that. Again, if you've got your breathing handle, you're going to take the pole out wide behind you here and press the back. You're going to tilt down and come back up through. Great thing with the pole here is it forces your arms to stay back, opening up your pectoral muscles. So your chest has to work and stretch and lengthen out. We're going to keep working here. Our feet are fist gap apart, chest lifted, chin up. Still working through that range. And at that top point, I want you to fully contract in your hips, lengthen your torso, and lift your chest. We're going to work 3 more here. All about lower back and hip mobilization. And if your shoulders are in the right position, your back is in the right position, you will gain significant increases in movement. All the way through this so far, I'm getting further and further and further at my hip hinge. Keep working on yours through here. Again, checking that those feet still remain that fist gap apart. Your top point, you complete your elevation. You hinge, you stick your bottom back, you lift your chin, and you're feeling everything in that lower back. Now, we release from here. That's the important side, you've got it. Okay, and from here you're going to drive forward on your pelvis and take that leg up wide. You're going to circumduct and bring it across the body. Arch it away and step back again. So from the side on, we curve the foot forward and circumduct across the body. And then we come back up and we stretch and we push this foot wide to the side. Okay, now trust your foot. Get this foot, big toe slightly turned in. Let's work it. Up, through, balance, rotate. Work it again. Feel what's happening, big toe to little toe. For the strength in that standing leg. For the rotation of the body. glutes nicely engaged, nice and strong. All the strength through that standing leg. Keeping your chest high at all points, chin up nice and high. Strength through those quadriceps. Hard work this. This foot doesn't touch the floor. We work on our balance and mobilization. And release, shake it out. Standing leg. Oh, calf just got a little bit cramped in there. Well done. Swap this over. So, right leg goes wide, we balance on the left. We arc and step across, we circumduct. Shoulders stay back and chest lifted. We arch and come back again. Forward rotation, hinge from the hip. Feel the big toe to little toe down to the floor. Strengthening the glutes. Rotating through the body. Circumducting that hip. Across and back through the body. Just check where that standing foot is. Big toe, little toe down to the floor. Is the rotation strong in that leg? Is the bending, the standing knee, is it flexing forwards? Is it staying strong? Let's go, 2 more here. And you might need to use your arms like a sprinter now. Just trying to help counterbalance that. And release, shaking it out. Walk out on that movement. And now we're going to feel what happens in the curtsy of that. So we're going to stand on the right leg. We're going to balance our left foot. So as you're working on here, we're going to step that left leg around and turn. This foot is going to turn so the big toe and the second toe are facing to the heel. I'm going to flex that standing knee. Strengthen up off the stance, lift your chest. Step balance. Rotate back round. Let's work again. We're going to step, rotate. Balance. Turn the foot in towards the other ankle. Lift the chest. Flex the knee. Lift the torso. Balance. Rotate. Come back again. And again, rotate again. Push balance off that standing leg. Leg rotate round in front of you again. Strengthen the glutes all the way through this. And releasing. Well done. Shaking it out, roll your hips side to side. Feet fist gap apart, stand on the left leg. Rotate that right leg round. Toe facing into the heel, flexing the right knee. Stepping back up into balance, posture, lift the chest. Bring the foot round again. Let's go again. We're going to work 7 more of these. Stride as long as you can. And stride, lift, rotate. Again, strong rotations. Maintain the balance. It doesn't matter how far you get round or how low you drop on that back knee. It does matter about the form of keeping your chest up and your chin up, because that's everything that's been activated through from the hip. Press up again. We've got 1 more to work here. Again, strong on the standing leg, strong the rotation, push drop, stand press, balance, rotate, and release. Well done, Tim. Really, really good stuff. From there, just feet clear scap apart, and let's flex, drop down. Oh, feel a big stretch through the back of the legs and through the shoulders. Swing the arms up wide, crossing up overhead press. Chin in the chest. Extend and release. Really, really well trained team. Really great session. Should feel quite a bit of difference. Perhaps you're finding a bit tight in the calves, or perhaps in the hips or the adductors as well. So whatever it's feeling, go and practice. Stretch out in those areas that you're feeling particularly tight. As always, grab your pints of water. Take a sip, lick around your lips and hydrate. Really well trained team. Excellent training session. Thank you for joining me. Do a live, hashtag live, get replay, hashtag the replay. I'll see you next time for the next one. More training. Cheers. Very good. Ooh. Excellent work.